Okay, this is a Jeep video. I'm going to talk real quick and then I'm going to show what I filmed in the Jeep. To make it clear what's happening with my Jeep, about 5-6 times now, I'll go out to the vehicle. Some of the time the dome lights will work and it will chirp and beep like normal. Other times it'll be completely fucking dead. Like there's nothing going to anything. No lights come on, nothing beeps. The dome lights don't come on, the horn doesn't work, the battery would seem to be completely drained. Now, I would turn the key a couple times, nothing. Turn the key, starts right up. Don't ask me, I didn't jump the battery. The other day I did it, went to Tedeschi's, went in there for maybe 15 minutes, turned the vehicle completely off, no lights on, went back out, completely dead. Tried a couple times, came on, but it wasn't idling. Like I would turn the key, it would turn over, but it would die. Like it would start and then it would die. I would have to put my foot to the floor, give it some gas, and basically on the way home had to keep it going, had to keep the revs up. Got the battery tested tonight after work because it refused to start again. Jumped it and it started, but it could have just been a delay like before. I'll never know. And the guy said, and again, he tested the battery with the vehicle off. All right, if that matters. And he said the battery appeared to be fine. Another thing that happened, and I'm going to cut to it during the video if you keep watching. One time when I went out to start it, it would beep, and then the gauges fucking flipped out and it was beeping at me, and I was like, holy fuck, what the hell happened? It's done that once before when it wouldn't start, but I thought it was just because the battery was really, really low, and it was like warning me, hey, your battery's really fucking low. Now, I've read that if your battery gets really low, a couple of times, more than 3 or 4 times, you should replace it anyway. The battery that's in there is a Napa battery. Looks pretty solid to me. It looks tired. Like, it's a Jeep battery. It's not like it's completely sealed up. Anyway, that's what the Jeep's doing in a nutshell, and that's what I'm going to talk about when I'm in the Jeep in the following video. I just wanted to clarify that. It might be a bad ground. It might be the battery just dying, and when he tested it, it was fine, but it might show up as bad next time. Who knows? But I can't have a vehicle that just doesn't want to start. Now, it's never died on me while driving. The battery light's not on, the check engine light's not on, the check gauges light's not on. It would appear that everything's fine, and then randomly when I'll go to start it, it won't start. And it's kind of pissing me off because, as I show in the video, I can never have something go wrong that's obvious. Even if it was the starter, which is more expensive, I don't give a fuck. I know what it is. If it was throwing a code, the code will tell me what it is. It's not doing any of that, so it's another unknown issue. I can't just have a straight up, oh, the battery's dying, or oh, it's the alternator, or oh, it's the starter. No, it has to be some weird fucking issue, and I'm kind of fed up with it. I'm fed up with having these issues. Anyway, watch the following video. Also, in this video, and driving home, this is the first time I noticed, the battery meter, the voltage indicator, I believe that's what it's telling me is my voltage. It's going in the center, and as you'll see in the video, it moves up when I rev it and goes back down to the middle or a little bit smidgen below middle when not revving. Okay, so it'll move. I've never seen that in a newer vehicle. It's always been steady. So does that mean it's the alternator? Does that mean it's the battery? You fucking help me out because I'm at the end of my rope with this issue. Okay, familiar sight, ladies and gents. So I have this issue. It's been happening for about a month now, and I don't know what it is. So I'll come out to the Jeep, and it'll be completely dead. The lights will not turn on. It will not do the following. It won't beep, right? My lights are on, that's why it's beeping, but it'll beep anyway because, like, when you put the keys in, it'll do this. Okay, now, I was like, okay, maybe I left my lights on or whatever. I don't know. But it's completely dead because my trip counter was reset. So I know it has something to do electrical-wise. At first I thought it was maybe the starter because it literally wouldn't do anything, and then I would keep trying the key and it would turn over. Now, it's not the starter because it just isn't. I know it has to be electrical because the trip counter will be reset. Now, this will happen very infrequently. The past 2 days it didn't do it. What's today? It's Friday, so on Tuesday it did it. On Thursday, and Wednesday and Thursday, it didn't do it. Today after work, it did. Now, it'll start. I know I'm low on fuel, but I don't get it. Like, one thing that it's also doing, I filmed the video and then came back. I'm going to cut to a video. I'm going to show you exactly what my gauges did. Basically, one of the times that this happened, the gauges fucking flipped out and kept going back and forth, and the Jeep was beeping at me very rapidly. So I'm going to cut to that now. And as you can see, that's not my video, but I'll link it below. That's exactly what my Jeep did a couple of times. Out of the 5 times it's done this, it did that twice. I thought I was completely fucked, but it might just be because the computer reset. I have no idea. Another thing that the Jeep did, the 3rd time this happened, it was on Tuesday. I did it when I went to go get food at Tedeschi's. Right, I got it started. Didn't jump it, just kept trying. And then it did it again at Tedeschi's, but then my Jeep wouldn't idle properly. I had to fucking keep my foot, you know, I had to give it some gas in order to keep it going. Now, I've read that when you reset the computer, sometimes the idle air control valve needs to, you know, the computer controlling it needs to be reset, but I don't understand this issue at all, period. Also, hopefully you'll be able to hear this. I know that when you turn the key forward, you know, the fuel gets pressurized and everything kind of pre-turns on. That's why when you start a vehicle, especially in the winter, you should always go as far as you can before starting it, wait a second, and then start it. But see if you can hear the clicking noise right now. It's like click, 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 click. I don't know what that is. Anybody know what that is? It'll randomly do it. So I got the battery tested, and it turns out the battery's fine. I was really hoping the battery was on its last leg. Let's look at the gauge here. It'll fluctuate a little bit. See how it just moved a little bit? I've never seen it move before. Usually it stays in the same spot. See that? It's going up. Then it's going down. So does that mean the alternator is going? But my question is, if the battery's dead and it's not charging, right? I'm gonna shut her off. If the battery's dead and it's not charging, why would it randomly start? If the battery was completely dead and drained, I understand that. It needs to be jumped. Why would it not start? Like, literally, I would turn the key, it wouldn't beep, it wouldn't do anything, but then I would keep trying, and then it would turn on. So it could be a loose ground, I don't know. Well, let's check for codes, because there's no code being thrown either. Done. There's something popping up before it says done. Fuck you! Yes, I know to put my fucking seatbelt on. Shut up! Huh. Wonder what that code is. Well, let's push down the button here.